JMPD continues its crackdown on corruption. We have details on the latest operation in a moment. And one person has been killed in a substation fire that's left several parts of Johannesburg in the dark. News just in. The Johannesburg Metro Police Department have arrested 4 people for selling what they claimed were JMPD jobs. It's believed the suspects scammed around 100 students. They apparently paid between 5 and 15,000 rand for the alleged jobs. Metro Police swooped on the alleged con artists in Tembisa this morning after one of the victims reported the scam to authorities. Let's get you details now. On the line, I'm joined by JMPD spokesperson Wayne Minnaar. So, Wayne, can you confirm the details of this particular incident? Are these people officials of the JMPD, and were they selling these jobs, and are these actual jobs that they were selling?
Yes, no, these suspects they are not members of the JMPD. They are civilians, and they have been selling to over 100 young people from Limpopo, KZN, and locally. So the young people have paid between 5,000 and 15,000 rand each, and have been promised jobs in the JMPD, which does not exist. So we just want to caution the youth that they should not become victims of criminal activity or criminal syndicates who are selling jobs in the JMPD, because the JMPD will never sell jobs. It is young people who are successful in applications who will get jobs at the JMPD, and they will actually be paid whilst they're in training at the JMPD.
So what was the modus operandi for this particular scam, Wayne? I mean, for a scam like this to work, I imagine that it has to be believable. So what were these suspects doing?
Yes, we have got documents in our possession now which have been fraudulently compiled by the suspects with a JMPD badge. It's an application form and it's a processing form. So it looks like the real thing, but it's not, because the JMPD will never ever sell a job. It's not possible. It's not possible that a police position or a position in the police or Metro Police Department can actually be sold. So young people must just be cautious not to become victims of this kind of syndicates, because here we have now over 100 young people who are desperate. They're desperately looking for work, and they have now paid money. Some have paid up to 15,000 rand to get a job, and then the JMPD was tipped off by a victim yesterday of the process to start in the academy, and then it became evident that there was no job, and that she had actually just paid the money to criminals, and the JMPD then set up a sting operation today, and 4 suspects have been arrested in Tembisa.
That leads me to my next question, Wayne. Over 100 young people that you say have fallen for this particular scam, some paying as much as 15,000 rand. What happens to them? Are you going to be charging them as well?
Well, look, I mean, young people who are desperately looking for work and their parents are actually prepared to pay for these young people to get to work. So really, it's a pity and a shame, and we feel for these young people. But the people who have actually started it, and the criminals who have taken from the young people, definitely they are going to be locked up this afternoon, and they're going to have to face the consequences of having sold jobs to young people which does not exist, and they will have to appear in court and will have to face the full might of the law.
So what charges are they going to be facing?
Well, look, it will definitely be fraud and corruption, and the charges which we still need to be brought against them will definitely be investigated.
I guess I was asking you that question about what happens to these young people who paid, based on your recent appeals to say people should not bribe Metro Police officials in the city of Joburg or anywhere else for that matter. So, I mean, you kind of you know, we understand the desperation, but it also raises this issue that you've been talking about, that people are willing to corrupt officials of JMPD. And in this case, you are saying these were not officials, but it's people that they, bribed, believing that these people are Metro Police officials.
Yes, look, if a member of the community bribes an official, definitely the person who bribes the official can also be arrested and be criminally charged, because there's a bribee and a briber when it comes to the Criminal Procedure Act. But in this particular instance, these are blatant criminals. They are not in any way officials, but they've been able to fraudulently make the documents and make the stamps, which are that of the JMPD, so that they are going to have to be charged for, and they will have to appear in court.
Doesn't this point, Wayne, to issues to do with transparency of your hiring processes? I mean, why would people believe that the best way to get a job in the JMPD is to pay up to 15,000 rand?
Yes, no, I think that is out of desperation to actually get a job, because when the JMPD advertises for positions and there's only space for 1,500 in the academy, then we usually get about 12,000 applicants. So you can just see out of the numbers of people who apply, there is desperation for people to want to work as Metro Police officers. And then we have to turn away about 12,500 people because we have 14,000 applicants. So really it's a sad situation, but young people must just bear in mind that no ways will they have to pay to become a Metro Police officer. Absolutely. Here we're having people having to pay 15,000 rand. It's unbelievable. We, the JMPD, we actually pay the young people whilst they are in training, but then they must have applied according to proper process after adverts have been placed in newspapers, and the screening process has to be done where people have to do a physical test as well, and also other written tests before they can be successfully admitted to the JMPD Academy.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That is the spokesperson for the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, Wayne Minnaar, giving us an update on the arrest of 4 suspects in connection with that alleged scam there, where people were made to pay for jobs that they thought they would get in the JMPD.